Hi everyone. So for this week, we had to watch a short clip on thinking and behavior goals. Um, it was 3 minutes long, and then we had a few questions that we needed to answer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Or I just wanted to say again, I feel like what the lady is going through again, I feel like it relates to me in my life that I'm going through right now. I think that's crazy because I feel like the one from last week also I could relate to it in my moment that I am in life right now, and then this one too. So I just think that it's funny how God speaks in different ways. Um, okay, but let me go to the question. So number one, it says, "What are the thinking and behavior goals established in this clip?" Um, so I think the thinking and behavior goals. So the behavior goals for sure are um, leaving with a plan, that the woman is leaving with a plan, what she's going to do with her counselor, what she's going to work on with her counselor, and then what she's going to work on her own. And that is trying to let whoever that man is go. So that's how she's going to be behaving. Other ways I think she'll try to be act and stuff is not isolating herself, and ways to feel good about being alone. So I think she's just gonna try to work on herself and just have peace that she's going to, that it's okay to be alone, that you don't have to feel bad, you can feel comfortable, you can feel peaceful about it in life. And then not isolating herself either. She's gonna work on finding ways to not isolate herself. Either that's going out to the park, to the gym, group exercises, going out with coworkers or with her family members, with friends. If she has any children, then going out with her children, or just doing things that she likes. Like for me, I love Disney, so if I have to go alone to Disney, I will go alone with my son to Disney World all the time. When I can, when our work schedule allows it. So I think that's the behavior, how she's gonna be acting to be able to effectively heal and progress in her personal life. Let me see the other one. The other part was thinking. Thinking, I feel like it's just her thinking out loud what she's gonna do, how she's feeling, and just I feel like the counselor kind of just keeps repeating and asking her, so what are you gonna do? And stuff like that. Let's go to the next one. Number two, what is the theory being used in the video? What aspects of the video suggest the theory to you? Okay, like as soon as I saw it, I thought it was the person-centered approach. I haven't seen anyone else's response, so I'm curious to know if anyone else chose the same one. I feel like my favorite one is the Adlerian theory or therapy, but I think this one is person-centered because it was a lot of, well, let's talk about the definition first. It's person-centered therapy. It's therapeutic that emphasizes the individual's capacity for self-healing and personal growth. Self-healing and personal growth. And I feel like throughout the whole video, it was just her and healing and letting him go. And personal growth and just growing, not isolating herself, going out, doing things, trying to let him go. And then the counselor tells her when she's like, well, what do you think I should do? And then he doesn't tell her what he thinks she should do. He tells her the best, that she's doing the best that she's ready to do right now. And I feel like people need to hear that, especially our students at their age that they're in. We have to just reassure them and not give them the answer that they want us to give them, or what their family member would give them, or what society would give them, but what's just fitting for them. And I love his response was you're doing the best that you're ready to do right now, and that's true. You're just doing the best that you are doing right now at the moment. You can't force it. If you force it, then you won't completely heal, and it'll just take longer to heal and just bring up all these other emotions too. So I think that was a perfect answer. Going back to the definition, so it's self-healing and personal growth. And so she keeps mentioning, he keeps asking her, what are you going to do? What's your plan? She's leaving with a plan, what she's going to do with her counselor, and then what she's going to do on her own, which is try to let her go. She realizes where she's at, and she doesn't want to rush it. She accepts it and she lets it go at a time. That's what I wrote in my notes. And I feel like that's being self-aware is a big key in your self-healing. Let's go to question 3. How would you use this approach in your work as a school counselor? So how would I use the person-centered approach? Okay, well, I'm not going to say it's easy, but person-centered, it's therapeutic, it's self-healing, and allows for personal growth. So it's just making it about the student and who they are as a person, and where they are. You're gonna listen to them and not listen like to respond. You're gonna listen to like actually listen and to actually help them in their personal growth. It doesn't matter if you're working with them and then you want to be like the best counselor, get a reward and stuff like that. So you try to guide them to a certain way, or to do certain things, or to join certain clubs, to meet like your quota or something. It's more about the person and just them as an individual. And I feel like you need to treat it as, how would you want to be treated? How would you want your children to be treated? And what kind of quality of a counselor would you want your child to be given? And would you want them to be a counselor who's like not really in it and just doesn't really care for helping them? Or would you want them to be with someone who's wholeheartedly in it and just trying their best to help them as an individual? Because every little piece of our life, every lesson, every moment helps us in the long run, and it creates who we are as a person. So I feel like that's how I would help it. Approaches, maybe like different strategies would be journaling, different ways of meditation, things like that. Definitely goals and planning, because those are always good to have. You can be accountable, and the students can be held accountable, and they can take that responsibility to want to change and heal and everything on their own. Okay, number 4. What aspects of the theory would be easy, difficult to implement in your school setting? We already kind of talked about it, and I feel like it is a little fairly easily. It's more about the student and their self-healing and their personal growth. I feel like the hard part would probably be time again. It's just making that time to meet with them. It's just making that time to, it's just making the time to be able to have them journal and then reflect and then work on a goal together, things like that, and then meeting multiple times. But I feel like I keep putting my hands here. I feel like if it's important to you to help the student in need, then you will do it, and you won't make excuses. You'll find a way. You'll work with your admin. You'll do work with the teachers to try to find a way to help the student. Let's look at the last question. Of the 3 theories discussed this week, which do you see being most effective at your grade level? That's a good question. I feel like since I teach pre-K 3, sorry, I'm like looking at the different ones we were doing. I'm gonna go with my favorite one. I'm gonna go with the Adlerian one because pre-K 3 is just, they're getting to learn more of the world. A lot of people say, oh, this is a bad student, they run a lot. I'm like, well, they've only been here on this earth for 3 years. What else do you expect? But it's just helping them gain insight into the world and how to interact with other people, with adults, having positive relationships with adults, with their peers, how to resolve conflict, how to interact with the world, how to have that table manner, etiquette, classroom manners, things like that. They're understanding their lifestyle, that they go to school, they wake up, they get ready, they eat breakfast, we have all this schedule, we do all these certain things in a day, they take a nap, they have their meditation, things like that. They go home, they do homework with their family, they either exercise, they eat again, they play, and it's just a routine. It's a lifestyle that they're learning. They're identifying patterns, like in the weekly pattern, wake up routine. So I feel like Adlerian would be most effective at my grade level at pre-K 3. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, and thank you for watching, and I'm gonna listen to everyone else's, well, to others, and we'll see you soon.